All right, guys, let's jump right in. This is Velvet Serenade, and it reminds me of Mel Torme's nickname, the Velvet Fog, right? That's what he was called. And velvet's a great way to describe jazz. And so let's hear a little bit of this, and then we'll get into it. All right, isn't that beautiful? So we are in 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want you to always have that pulse in you. And though we're going to play tempo rubato, which is a free tempo, we never want to lose that feel of 6/8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can always take your time in these sort of arrangements. The jazz genre, solo piano, lends itself very well to taking time and not rushing, and even taking a little more time. If you need a little more seconds to get to that chord, a little few more split seconds, you can take it and it's going to be fine. We'll just call it playing with feeling, right? If you just go. So I kind of was ad libitum there with the tempo, and that's fine. Now, if you're playing with the drummer, he's going to go, hey, man, where's the beat here? I'm trying to play with you. But piano solo, we can do that, and it's fine. So love that about this genre. All right, so you got three guys playing. This is a piano trio, and you have guy on piano, guy on double bass, guy on drums. And normally when you have that, the piano player is going to do this. See what I did? I put the chords over here. And the bass player will get to do cool stuff, at the beginning of the measure and throughout. And you stay off the bass player's toes by not coming down here and playing bass stuff. And you stay out of the drummer's way by not doing too much rhythm in the left hand. So you mainly are just chording and your melody. That's your main thing. But when you're piano solo, that doesn't work, okay? If the guy playing the piano played that without the other two guys, it wouldn't sound very good. It would sound just like what I just did. So what I've done is put the bass note, double bass player at the beginning of the measure, and then I've moved that chord over towards the middle, and then sometimes that chord will do a rhythm thing to help the rhythm along, okay? So it's a piano solo arrangement. Our instrument can do that like no other instrument can. We're the king of doing that stuff, playing by ourselves. So, but definitely feel the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But feel, at liberty to always take a little pause when you need to, okay? So here we go from the beginning. B, B, F sharp. Thumb, pinky, two finger. 1, 5, 2. And you want to have a little separation there. Okay? Not smooth. You could do that, but the player on this has good articulation. Articulation is how you play the notes, and sometimes you have a little space. Just think if you're, having a great morning and you just run out, get outside, open the door, and you take a little skip, It's kind of like that, what that is. So those little articulation things, playing smoothly, and then all of a sudden have little shorter notes, the daylight in between. Now, they're not super short. Don't go, but. Okay, so you get to the next measure, or actually this is the first measure. That's a pickup to the first measure. We're going to go a flip on F sharp to G sharp with 2 to 3. So bum, 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 bum. Okay, left hand low E. And then I'm going to come up in the middle of the piano here and play softly G sharp B, C sharp E, 5, 3, 2, 1. So 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's on count 3, and then 4, 5, 6 is F sharp, E, D, thumb, 5, 4. Okay, let that wrist move as you play that. See, your wrist can go this way. Let it do it. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Then I get to D natural, there, and then left hand still on an E, and then G sharp, B, D, F sharp. Now your thumb's on a black key, so you got to scoot up in here, okay? Can't play that back here. And if your fingers are a little extra wide at the fingertip, it's a little more difficult, but you can do it. Get up in there. G sharp, B, D, F sharp. 1, 2, 3, and then F sharp, G sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice I'm playing the right hand louder, or the melody. I'm squeezing those notes. Okay, if you don't do that and you sound like this, then it gets lost. You keep that right hand melody a little louder. Now let's add that to what we've already done. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, I'm totally messed up. 1, 2, 3. Next measure, nice little flip. There's a C sharp written, and then I have a little hook underneath, and that means we're gonna roll up on it. B, C, C sharp. 1, 2, 3. Then go to the fifth finger with E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count 4 is G sharp, C sharp, E with 5, 2, 1. And then C sharp, B for the melody. So that measure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next measure kind of goes with it. E, G, as left hand does an A. And then E, G, C sharp on the left. All right, but that's a good little phrase there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 measures. Let's see if we can play it all together. 1, 2, 3. And if yours doesn't sound like mine and you're playing all the notes I'm playing, it's probably because of the balance. I'm squeezing that right hand melody and letting the other notes be softer, all right? And then, now where's that? That's the double bass, bum, bum. I'm not playing every double bass note. I have to choose which little things to do. But whenever I can, the bass player has a cool little thing going on. I'm gonna put it in there. A, E. Because if the piano player were playing a solo, he would probably play what I'm doing here, or close to it. A, E, and then right hand, G sharp, B, C sharp, E, 1, 2, 3, 5. Here's a case where I put the chord in the right hand because I like it on count 1, but if the left hand's playing a bass note, I can't do all, I don't have 3 hands, right? But if the melody's not doing anything, might as well play a chord. So there I go. Isn't that a beautiful chord? And I don't play the chord very loud. But I do play the melody loud. And it's not a banging or a striking hard, it's just squeezing the note. And then a D natural. There's another bass thing. D, C sharp, D, C sharp. So right here, 1, 2. Okay? Beautiful chords all over the place here. If you're having trouble with them, they're gonna start repeating. So hang in there, then you'll start seeing stuff you already know. B, D sharp, G sharp. Left hand on a C sharp. Now, E sharp, G sharp, B. You may go, what's E sharp? It's like playing an F. And I used to write an F for you guys. I used to say, well, they need to make it easy as possible, so I'll just call it an F. But I wrote E sharp, G sharp, B. Why? Because I feel like you're progressing and you need to know these things now. Why is it E sharp instead of just an F? Because it needs to look like a chord when you look at it. It needs to be spelled in a way that it's in the chord language. EGB is a chord. FGB is a completely different chord grouping. Okay, I want it to be a nice, neat chord on paper, and naming it EGB is, I mean, when someone sees EGB, they know it's an E chord, but yes, the E is sharped, but that's why we call it E sharp, so that it fits our chord language. E sharp, G sharp, B. D sharp, G sharp, B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the D sharp and E sharp together, there's another E sharp. It's gonna sound kind of funky all by itself. But in the jazz context, it's going to sound really cool, that dissonance. So the beginning of the measure, 1. Don't blur your pedal on there. And you will blur it if you don't try not to. Okay? Put your heel flat on the floor. Put your big toe on the pedal. Actually, it's maybe the right underneath that big toe, that pad on your foot. And you just, kind of put your heel on the floor, and you can do your foot pretty fast that way. You don't have to work very hard to get that pedal up and down, and you can pedal a lot more and more effectively. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, no, no. Then I get to F sharp, right hand E, A, C sharp with 1, 3, 5. I'm going to play G sharp B with 2 and 4, and then go back to that chord. And then, beautiful, listen to that. E, G sharp, A, C sharp, 5, 3, 2, 1. Then I'll play the chord again, and then G sharp B. Little help on getting to these chords. Don't be a hunter, where you play a note and then you hunt. Oh, there it is finally. No, go to it. Go. Because listen, if this is true, it's boring, but it's true. If you do this all the time, you're practicing the You're practicing the hunting, and your brain's going to hunt every time. Go to it. You'll save yourself a lot of agony by just going to it. Force yourself to go to these chords. The shape, the feel. Feel the shape and don't forget it. Same thing here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Just go there, okay? Here's another place where it's a big skip, where you can get there. If you need a little time, take a little time. Go. That's fine. Okay, so D sharp, A, C sharp are pretty low for right hand. Left hand's on a B. 1, 2, 3, count. 4 is the same chord, guys. I'm just letting the left hand play it. See, here's a place where the left hand would have just played a chord right here. In the piano trio version, and the bass player carries the B. All right, sorry. Just my continual allergies always have kind of bad today. B, G sharp at the top. Okay, so right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F sharp to G sharp, flip it. Low E there. I put a really low E because I think it sounds good sometimes in jazz to do that. So after I go, I like that. If it's too low for you, you don't like it, you can play it up here. No problem. Okay? If there ever was a jazz chord, listen to that. Reminds me of Tom and Jerry at the entrance of a new cartoon. They always do that. Na, na, and then there's the scene. So 1, 2, 3, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp. Right hand plays the same F sharp, bop, 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 B, C sharp, E, B. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a C sharp, another one, left hand's an E. And then G sharp, B, D natural, F sharp. Then another B. So right here. We already played that chord, remember? Right there, we played it. So they're going to start showing up again. Let's try 2 lines. 1, 2, 3. Isn't it beautiful? And I'm playing it better because I'm practicing it with you guys. One more line. All right, so we have 1, 2. Not perfect. I'll get better. All right, so we have an A to start with, and we're down here, low A. Right hand's on a C sharp. 1, 2, 3. Count 3 is G sharp, C sharp, E. 1, 2, 3. Little country third. So jazz can have a little bit of country in it sometimes. Just a hint, though. It can also have a little blues here and there, but not much. So B and E with 2 and 5, go to C sharp, then back to B, then C sharp. So 1, 2, 3. And don't do it too fast. It's just a little. Da-da. So here we have B, C sharp, E, G natural. Left hand on an A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See the staccatos there, the little dots? I don't always put those on there, but there's a case where, like at the beginning, just a few short notes once in a while make it sound kind of cool. So A, and then we come up to this G, B, C sharp, E chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another G. So G natural, G sharp, left hand on a G sharp, F sharp, and then softly G sharp, B, C sharp in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a double bass. Da-dum. Right hand has E, D. So right here. See the little hook on the G sharp? So I'm just going to go G to G sharp, but not super fast, just a little ba-doom. Starting here. Ba-dum. D, C sharp. Right hand G sharp, B, D sharp, E sharp. Remember E sharp's like playing F? And then B, D sharp, G sharp. Left hand E sharp, G sharp. Again, E sharp's like playing an F. Then a B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then F sharp, and then come up for E, F sharp, A, C sharp. Right hand is C sharp, E, A, B, C sharp. I'm gonna go pinky, pinky. So 4, 5, 5, B, A. Okay, so the whole line. 1, 2, 3. I'm taking my time, taking little liberties in holding out some of the notes. Do that. All right, let's play the whole 3 lines here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Maybe one more time, top of the page. 1, 2, 3. All right, I did really well that last time. Give myself a 99 on that one. All right, see you in the next video. We'll keep going.